welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If it's your first video, welcome to the Anderson's family, and if you're a returning viewer, returning subscriber, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, sorry. Hold on guys, I'm reversing. Guys, before I get into the conversation that I'm gonna have today, I want to take this opportunity to give a shout out to this book that I have in my hand. This book that I have in my hand is called My Autism Coloring Book, and this is a book that's been authored by Natasha, the lady of the house, the lady of the channel, right? So this is our family's first publications. It's a book that is designed to educate young kids about not only autism but other neurodivergency that exists in the world, right? So anywhere from age 2, I'd say from them still coloring or reading, from age 2 to up to probably age 10, this would be applicable for them. Now again, this is not for autistic kids or neurodivergent kids. This is for neurotypical kids as an educational tool that can be used in the classroom or different spaces for them to learn more about differences in the world, right? Now with that being said, the link to this book will be in the video description, but also it will be in the comments, and your support will be greatly appreciated. It's on Amazon and it's very affordable, so you can definitely go and get yourself a copy. If you have kids, support us. And if you don't have any kids, share it with somebody who have children. Let's change the world of neurodivergency. Okay, now with that being said, today we're going to be talking to the men, the African men, the Caribbean men who are migrating to Canada. And I'm going to be sharing 3 things that is very important for these men to know before migrating to Canada, right? Now, before I get into the conversation, I'm going to ask you guys just to tick off the checklist, which is to smash the like button, to hit the subscribe button, and to leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know if you guys agree or if you guys disagree with me in this conversation. And as you go, just tick off the checklist: like, comment, share, and subscribe. Checklist, check. Let's do that for me, okay? Now, guys, come close to the camera. Come here, guys. Come here. Yes, talking to you. You are thinking of moving to Canada, and you are thinking of keeping the same old mindset that you have back in your home country. I have news for you. You're moving to a brand new country, in case you haven't noticed. And moving to a new country means that you're moving into a new culture, right? Regardless of where you're moving from, you're gonna have some habits that you're gonna have to unlearn, and you're gonna have to relearn the Canadian way of doing things. Now, the first thing I think that every Caribbean and African man should know before moving to Canada is that the women in Canada, they are very conservative. They are very conservative. I get it. We are from a culture of being bold. We are from a culture of being expressive. And it takes a lot to really kind of offend a Caribbean or an African woman. It's not the same in Canada. In Canada, gentlemen, there's a very thin line between giving a woman a compliment or it being perceived as an harassment. And there are so many Caribbean and African men, and this is where I'm getting very passionate now because I see it every day. There are so many Caribbean and African men who lose them work because they go into the workplace and then choose to display the same dirty behavior. Women are very conservative here in Canada. So please be mindful when you're giving a compliment or you're pursuing a woman. Pursuing a woman in Canada is different than pursuing a woman in the Caribbean. And I say that without meaning any form of offense. I don't want nobody to comment and be like, what you mean? Don't or take it offensive. It's the truth. Pursuing a woman in Jamaica, for example, that's where I've lived for majority of my life, is different than pursuing a woman here in Canada, right? So you have to be careful of what you say. You have to be careful of even how you look. Even your look can be deemed as harassment. The way how you look on somebody else. Just your eye movements, and not only your eye movements, but just your general demeanor can be construed as harassment, and you can lose your work. And for many people, them end up in all legal troubles because of all of them things there. So, you know what I say? Unlearn and relearn. And it's better to know these things before you get into Canada so you can do the right thing. Okay. The next thing every Caribbean and African man should know before moving to Canada is the culture here is different, as I mentioned in my first point, but this one is specifically in regards to parring. Now let me explain what I mean. In Jamaica we have a parring culture, especially the men. You know, me parry, we par. You say go to work and you have a brethren at work and you just start par. You just become besties and you just hanging out and you just become parry. But here's the truth, guys. Right here says a lot different. You go at work, you go to work, you get your pay, and you go to your home. This is not the country for parring. Because you know what? The person who you think is your friend will be the first person to throw you underneath the bus. Absolutely. Lots and lots and lots of backstabbing. And if you know, you know, you have to be smart. You have to be very, very, very smart, because we are considered to be the bottom of the food chain. So cut out the parring culture and remember why you're here. Remember why you're here. You're here to make some money, change your family's circumstances, and break some generational curse and live a better life. Instant gratification of parring and hanging out and, you know, and like just unbeneficial friendship can harm you in the long run. So cut out the parring culture. Get into the mindset of being by yourself if needs be. Because sometimes in Canada, you know what? You're gonna be lonely. You're gonna be by yourself. Get okay with that. It's just the society, it's just the culture. But you're here for a goal, you're here for a mission. So get comfortable with being by yourself. Cut out this hanging out and parring culture. That was when you were younger and in the past. Right? Now the third point that I want to talk about is something that Nats and I was right here, but you know Nats not really in a camera thing sometimes. So now balance that one here. The other thing is something that Nats and I have been talking about quite a lot recently. And we can't seem to understand why is it that when couples migrate to Canada, they usually end up separating. And this can be married couple or common law couple in a lot of cases. And we have seen it just like by just looking. And I don't want you to tell me about the one person who you know who stick it out. Everything you have exception. But we're talking about in a lot of cases, what we have seen is that as soon as people migrate to Canada, the relationship break up. I know what is evident. It is evident that majority of the breakup is because of the man them. It's because of the man them. It's quite evident. Either cheating or just not being honest or no more different factors. No, let me tell you guys this. You see, when you move to Canada, be loyal to who you move to Canada with as best as possible. Of course, I know that there's going to be instances and circumstances where loyalty is not going to be the best option. But if it is up to your control, don't feel like the grass is greener on the other side. The grass is not always greener on the other side. On the other side, I mean, like, you're getting exposed now to different women and different cultures and different, all of these things. And because of that exposure, you become adventurous, you become explorative, and a lot of you guys fall into the trap of so I'm parked right here? Because the sun, because the lighting. Good right. Have a good day.
Bye.
At least say bye to our audience.
Bye. Yes, baby. Later.
Have a good day, babes.
Just leave it right there so I can move forward. No.
Nuts. Hold on a second, guys. Now back to the conversation, guys. Most of the times, it is the man's fault. Yeah, it is the man. Most of the time, it is the man's fault because they think the grass is always green and they become adventurous and explorative. But the truth of the matter is, I've seen so many men switch up on their day one and end up in situations that's not favorable. Now, it can be so devastating that it can even lead to legal challenges and legal struggles. I've seen so many people, Caribbean men and African men, come to Canada and find themselves in situations dealing with the law and all sorts of things just because they weren't loyal. So don't let that be you. Try your best as possible to just be honest. Just remember why you're here, man. Just be real. Just be disciplined. Just be focused on the goal, and don't let the distractions get to you and get to your psyche, and you know, start move different and start do things differently. No, guys, just be real to your partner, be honest to your partner, and don't fall into the trap. Because I call it a trap, you know, because the temptation is there, and I can understand the temptation, but at the end of the day, you know, just be real, just be honest, just be straightforward, and you will have a better result. You'll have a better result in Canada. But you understand, some people end up having kids with so many different people, and then end up on child support and all of these things, and blighting their future, when all they needed to do was just to be disciplined. That's it, you know, just to be disciplined. Because I don't understand this, but having a child in multiple households, I can imagine it being a financial burden. I can imagine it being a financial burden, because it's one thing to have all your kids underneath one roof, so not everybody eat out of the same pot and so forth, so on. But having kids in multiple different households is a different pot for every household. And not only that, this is not like the Caribbean, or like I'm gonna assume like in Africa where Malia where you have multiple kids and half the times you don't even take care of some of those kids. In this country, if you're not taking care of your children, they have options of taking you to the court, which they do in Jamaica as well. But let's be honest, both men go to court and they don't even matter. That doesn't even change the price of rice. But here, child support is a real thing, and your wages will be garnished, and then you're working and you're not getting anything. So just be smart, be wise, be diligent, be disciplined, all of those words. And don't be distracted. Don't surround yourself with the little idiot man them are going to tell about, oh man, a girl is and all. Come on, that is immature and it's a played out rhetoric, right? Think about your future. Don't think about the present. Don't think about the instant gratification. Think about the delayed gratification of what you want to achieve and where you want to get to in life, right? That's the goal. That's the plan. And let me know what you guys think. This one is specifically for the men, but if you're a woman and you're watching this right now, let me know what you think in the comment section right down below as well. And remember, my autism coloring book is out. Link in the video description, link in the comments. Support is badly needed. Thank you guys so much. Love and appreciate you guys. See you guys in the next video.